Hey everyone, today is, what is today? November 22nd. Okay. I am very excited with this book. I'm still am. This is my, I don't know how many times I have read this book, but every time I read it, I learn new things. So today we're going to talk about chapter 4, okay? Chapter 4 is a very interesting topic that it has been very dear to my heart. It's called Creating Positive Change. It's all about changing. I know. We love change. Everybody loves change, right? Sonia, Debbie, KJ? Yeah, you love change, right? Actually, the truth is nobody likes change because I'm a creature of habit. I always wake up the same time. The first thing I do, second thing I do, I have a routine. If I were to go to a hotel, my whole routine is messed up, like last weekend. So then I can use a washroom, and then I can find this, I can find that. It just kind of messed up the whole thing, and I don't like that. But we're going to see what John Maxwell have to say, okay? The first sentence is very interesting. It says, change the leader, change the organization. Everything rises and falls on leadership. It's true, right? We know that. You as a leader, make the change. Now today it's a little more intimate group, just 4 of us here. And I know a lot of people can't make it at 12 because you're working, so you'll be listening to the recording. So my question to you is, do you think you are a leader? Somebody stop eating and
I tend to be whether I want to or not.
Yep. Okay.
If I'm in a group that seemingly has no direction, people kind of look to me for leadership, whether I want them to or not.
All right. Sonia, are you a leader?
I like to hang in the back.
Sonia did the whole presentation on hormones last week. And guess what? She nailed it. And she should be out front more often. Just watch.
I know, that's what I keep telling her.
She has so much information. We're going to get her. All right. So how about KJ?
Typically, any role that I find myself in just naturally gravitate towards leadership.
Wonderful. You guys are in the right spot, the right time. And as you grow this Young Living business, you will be a leader. If you have 1 people, 2 people, 100, 1,000 under you, they look to you. So I remember when I first started, and then everyone was asking me all these questions, I was thinking, oh, you only know what I know. You won't be coming to me. But again, leadership is about improving yourself. So this is why you're here today. All right. So here is a profile of a leader that is in trouble. Okay, I'm going to go down the list. Has a poor understanding of people. Lacks imagination. Has personal problems. Or worst thing is bringing personal problem to the business, posting it on Facebook. There's a leader that is in trouble. Okay? Passes the buck. Okay, you do it. Feels secure and satisfied. There's a lot of people are that way. They're happy, they're at that rank. Senior star, executive, silver, platinum, they're happy and just let the world pass us by. Want to have a questions? Go ask your upline. I am nowhere to be found. You're happy. You're satisfied. Another profile of a leader that's in trouble is not organized. I was in trouble for the longest time, but I have these people helping me get organized. And look, nowadays I have all these organizers and stuff. I'm pretty good now. I got it, I think. Right.
Oh, Jasmine.
Really, this business makes you a better person. Look at my pen. I even have color-coded pen now. All right. Profile of a leader in trouble is flies into rage. Have you ever seen people that just flies into rage? That is scary. A lot of people around us are that way. Out of nowhere, they got upset. That is scary. They have to deal with their personal problem first. But unfortunately, just because you enroll ahead of those people, that makes you a leader, doesn't make you a better person, right? Another one is will not take a risk. Everything has to be secured. You have to do all your research for 5 months before you make a decision, you would not take a risk. That is a problem. Is insecure and defensive. Have you ever seen those people? We have lots in our life. Leaders in troubles are insecure and defensive. Someone asked me, someone who is not from our group, who is doing something for us, asked me, are you okay with so-and-so connecting with me directly? I said, oh yeah, go ahead. Don't bother me. I have enough work to do. Go ahead. I'm not worried about people talking behind my back or doing things behind my back because I'm secure. So leaders who are secure, you get more things done. I'm not saying that I'm a good leader. I'm just putting out there about that. That's not what I meant. Okay. A leader that is in trouble stays inflexible. This is how I want it. This is how I'm going to do it. This is it. My way or the highway. Another profile has no team spirit. Another one is fights change. That is scary. If you have leaders that are in that categories, then you need to pray for them. Then you need to rise up to be a leader and you need to do the personal development. So let's go again. Let's continue. There's a lot to cover today in the next 40 minutes, all right? The leader should be a change agent. In this world, everything is discontinued. It's rapid change. If you don't like a shirt, like I purposely wore this shirt. This is my cowboy country shirt. I wear this when I go to a cowboy style party. Look at this cowboy shirt or cowboy boots or jeans. They never go out of style, right? They have the short sleeve, they have the vest, they never go out of style. You can wear your jeans every day, well, except for the bell bottom, maybe it is out of style, but jeans will never go out of style. But other than that, in today's world, everything changes rapidly. iPhone 5, iPhone 4, 5, 6, and now 7 is out, right? And then they're talking about 8 is coming out soon too, right? And even in marriages, very, very common. You fell out of love with your spouse. What do most people do? They go find a newer and an upgraded model, only to realize that we're going to cost them more money. But anyways, that's another joke, right? So in this world, there's rapid change. A leader must be out in front and encourage change and growth to show the way to bring it about. And there are two main attributes of changes. Number one is the leader needs to know the technical requirement of the change. Number two is the leader needs to know the understanding, the attitude and motivation that demands to bring the change out and about. So the technical part and the motivation part. This is what the role of the leader is. If you look into, again, how you make changes, a manager or the team leaders, they should be the one who knows the technical requirement. Okay? The leader should be the person who understands the attitude behind it and to bring all this out. That means, in another word, change doesn't happen just because one person at the top says he or she is going to make the change. It has to be from the bottom up. It has to be from people who knows what they're doing and from the bottom up. And I'm going to continue going down the steps. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Do you have a piece of paper? Oh, you're holding a baby. You have a paper too. Look at her. KG is super organized. You should see her notebook. All right. If you have a piece of paper, bring it out and draw a line in the middle. Like that. Okay. Now, if you're right-handed, write the word attitude on the right side of the line. Attitude. You got it? If you are left-handed, so now I'm right-handed, so I have attitude written, all right? So now use the other hand and write attitude on the other side of the paper. Oh, pretty good there, KJ. Oh, I can see Debbie. All right. So the application. When you look at the word attitude written by the hand you do not write with, you see a picture of the kind of attitude we usually have when we are trying to do something new. As one person said, nothing should ever be done for the first time. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I like this exercise. Okay, so why people resist change? Why? Like, why is it so difficult to change? Now, I'm just not talking about waking up in a hotel. You don't have your toothbrush and your toothpaste by the sink, and you don't have your toilet paper on the right side. You have to turn to the left because you're not used to it. You know, those little things that you notice when you're at a hotel, right? So why people resist change? Number one, change isn't self-initiated. When people are lack of ownership of an idea, they resist it. So here's a secret that I'm learning about marriage. When I want something done, I make it like I would talk to Bob when he's asleep, as if he's going to dream. And then the next morning, he wake up with an idea. Woo! What a good idea. But all joking aside, it's true. When that idea is not yours, you resist to change. It's true. Okay? Number two is routine is disrupted. Habits, wow, this is funny. It says, first we form habits, but then our habits form us later on. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. So when someone initiate a change, if I tell you, you need to brush your teeth from the behind to the front, while you have always done front to the back, you're going to feel threatened. What do you mean? I'm 45 years old. I know how to brush my teeth, right? Same thing. If I say, oh, hi, the way you do your display on the table, you might want to do that. What do you mean? I have done trade show all my life. I don't need you to tell me about this snake oil business. Change. A lot of change threatens people. Also, change creates fears of the unknown. It causes insecurity. So this is another illustration that John has said. I will read it out for you, okay? So during a service, wow, in a church setting, there was some plaster that fell from the ceiling. So then they called for a meeting at the church. So number one says, we will build a new church. The second person says, we will build a new church on the same site as like the old one. The third one says, we will use the material of the old church to build the new one. And the fourth person says, we will worship in the old church until the new church is built. It's true. This is how most people view change. So some people are open to change as long as it doesn't inconvenience them or cost them anything. When I came out with the Pure Essentials cue card, first thing that people say is, oh, I have to print it and laminate it myself? How much does it cost? I heard that more than 10 times, all right? But change do cost you something sometimes. So let's move on. The purpose of the change is unclear. If the leader has come out with a second-hand idea or came up with the idea from the top level, everyone below doesn't know what the change is, then people will resist. So like I mentioned just now, the manager or the team leader or the people that you are associated with, you know what your team needs. So the change needs to come with you, not someone telling you what to do, because you know your people. So it has to start from where you are and up or down, all right? Change creates fear of future. A lot of people are afraid of making changes. A lot of people are afraid of using this because maybe they do not like to read these fonts. They are not comfortable with the cursive writing. I don't know. It could be anything. It makes them feel insecure. But if you are used to it, if you initiated it, you are not afraid of it because you made it. So for new people, when you implement a change, people are afraid of failing. I remember when I used to do ballet, right? I'm not sure if you heard about that. But a girlfriend of mine, she quit almost every time when we hit a certain rank in ballet. And the explanation that I've got is, if I quit now, I will be at the top of my game. If I quit because I'm old, because I've had injuries, I'm not on the top of my game. People are afraid of making changes because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid to be known as a failure. So if you understand that part of humanity, you will have a better understanding on how to implement change. Okay, the rewards of change doesn't match the effort of change required. Wow, this is the truth. Whenever there's a new thing, the first thing you think, think of, how does it benefit me? Don't tell me you're thinking, oh, how does it benefit the team? No. How does it benefit me? I happen to be on the top of the team, so everything benefits me, right? So I am exempt for this. But for you, you'll be thinking, how does it benefit me, right? So if this change is going to benefit me, is it going to cost me money? It's going to cost me time? If it is, does it benefit me? If it doesn't benefit me, I'm not changing. Period. But that's human nature, right? Okay. Another reason is people are too satisfied with the way things are. Yeah, there's no explanation needed. You're happy with where things are. You don't need change. Change won't happen when people are engaged in negative thinking. When someone is negative, they would not want changes. Okay? So here's an illustration that John has. Don't look, you might see. Don't listen, you might hear. Don't think, you might learn. Don't make a decision, you might be wrong. Don't walk, you might stumble. Don't run, you might fall. Don't live, you might die. And don't change, you might grow. It's funny, right? You laugh and you think, oh, this is silly. But it's true. A lot of people are so comfortable where they are. Sometimes I wonder why people couldn't get out from the scooter and try to do something. But I'm not going to judge because I've been low in my health where I cannot get out of bed because my glucose is so high. I was tired. But all that effort of getting out to actually do something, it requires a lot of positive thinking. Because you can talk yourself in your negative thinking in not doing one thing. And you and I know that. Sometimes we're in that rut. A lot of times we're in that rut that we couldn't get ourselves out. So if you are, or if you see someone there, we need to pull that person out and help them with the positive thinking. So another one is the followers lack respect for the leaders. That's when you cannot make change. Okay? So the one principle that John Maxwell has written in his other books, it says, you've got to love them before you could lead them. If you think you are a leader, go through the people that you think you're leading. You've got to love them before you lead them. If you don't, there will be no respect, there will be no passion, there will be frequency in the wrong lane. Okay? Love them, then you could lead them. All right. When you love your followers genuinely and correctly, they will respect and follow you through many changes. It's true. Okay? The leader is susceptible to feelings of personal criticism. Oh, yeah. I am one of them. I was one of them. I think I was. Okay? I took things personally in the beginning. What do you mean you don't like my color-coded flyer? Like, what do you mean? I take it personally. I spent 2 hours designing it. And we often, when we implement change, we are not able to take criticism. So there's a little chart that John has shown on his book. Okay? Stage 1 is create. Stage 2 is conserve. Stage 3 is criticized. Stage 4 is to change. You create. So I created this. I literally created these cue cards. And for those of you who have not used the cue card, you need to use the cue card because we are signing up people left, right, center is unbelievable, okay? And it doesn't look like you're reading from the script. You're just, it's simple. It covers everything. You don't go out talking about frequency and talking about things, and it leads you right into buying the kit and going on ER. But anyways, stage 1, I created that. So stage 2, I conserved it. Okay? Stage 3, people criticize that. Oh yeah, lots of criticism. That's fine. I don't take it personally. Okay, if I see a right change, I will change it. I'll update it. Oh, but if I update now, everyone who has printed 10 of this and paid to laminate 10 of this, they're going to be mad at me. Oh, another criticism. No problem. Let's move on. All right. The 4th is change. And we are, as a group, making a big change. We are turning waves. Do you know, as of today, we have 120 people added to Pure Census in the month of November. And the sale haven't even began. All right. So we are making waves, and we're going to have a chemical-free cue cards. We're going to have the hormones one, which I will be doing the Zoom on Thursday. Make sure you join because the hormone one is going to kill it. It is. Okay. But anyways, so whenever you implement a change for your group, you create that, you implement that, and you conserve that, and then there will be criticism. Then you make the change. All right. Don't take it personally. You have to grow an inch. It's fine. You can talk everything about the work that I do. You're not criticizing me. All right. So let's make us all leaders that truly leads. Okay. Remember all the points of a leader that's in trouble, that is very sensitive and very insecure. Let's not go there. Okay. Now, change may mean personal loss. It's true. There are 3 groups of people. First group, when you make a change, okay? So let's say if I make a change. First group of people will lose. Second group of people is that they're neutral. They don't really care. Third group of people will benefit from it. Okay? So you can't please everyone. Each group is different. So as a leader, we have to handle it with sensitivity and straightforwardness. So this is a side note that I want to take 1 minute to talk about, okay? When we are leading in a group, there's a lot of things that we need to do with sensitivity. Simple things like organizing an event for a venue, or getting who is supposed to be helping, who is supposed to be doing what, who is going to be the speaker, or you are organizing a home party, who you're inviting, what you're serving, who is going to do the cue cards, who is going to do the drinks. Organizing all this, you have to work with sensitivity because we're working with human dynamics. It may not be a problem when you are the one doing everything, but you can be the one to do everything long term, because it will come to a point that you will break down, you will burn out, all right? So you have to start delegating. So let's say I delegated, I don't know, this is just a joke, okay? This is just for fun, okay? So I've got Debbie to do the video for me, okay? And some people are very sensitive about that because they have a big Canon camera that I didn't ask them to do, right? So there's a conflict. Or we can have it at KJ's house, and then other people is going to complain that says there's no parking, or they didn't like the way KJ's house smells, or anything, right? It could be anything. When situation like that happened, as a leader, you have to be tactful. I'm not asking you to be a yes man and yes to everyone. Oh, you don't like the scent in KJ's house? Okay, I'm going to ask KJ to clean the whole house prior to the event and no scent. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to tell Debbie not to use a camera and she will rent yours. No, we're not going to do that, okay? Realistically speaking, there are some very petty things that have happened among the group over very simple things. Not because, sometimes it's not because of the fact of location or fact of whose camera it is. Sometimes it's the way we manage. Are we doing it behind someone's back? Are we being straightforward? Are we being honest? And things like that. So as a leader, we need to come out of the situation, look into the situation, and deal with it straightforward. I may be best buddy with Debbie, but I can't cite her when I'm doing a group stuff. So make sure when you come to a leadership position, which you are, when you make a decision, it has to be for the good of the whole group, not because you're best buddy. And you have to do it with sensitivity. You don't say out front in front of everyone, hey, KJ, Sonia didn't like the smell of your house. You stink. You feed your baby poo, split peas. That will not be sensitive. I'm just saying all these petty things to make an example. But when it comes to, for example, if I get someone to do a flyer and the flyer didn't turn out the way I wanted or the way it relates to the event, we will have to change that. And the person who make the flyer will be sensitive. But you have to deal with it straightforward. Never, never, never talk behind someone's back. Never, never criticize someone in front of another person, cross line, up line, or down line. And never, never, never do behind their back. Okay? Always straightforward. Everything bring out to the light. That's my 2 cents for you. And you will go through that and remember my 2 cents. Okay, let's move on. Change requires additional commitment. Okay? So remember when I say that, when someone say there's a change, the first thing you think of, how does it benefit me? What is it going to cost me? Is this going to cost me time? Is it going to cost me money? So then, this is what's going to make the difference. The leader must determine if the person is unwilling or unable to make the change. It all boils down to the attitude. Really. It all comes down to attitude. All right. So narrow-minded, no, this is not one. Okay. All right. Some people are resist to change because they are traditional. Try telling Bob how to cook. Good luck. What do you mean? I tell him. One day I saw him cooking with like a pound of butter. I said, oh, can we use less butter? Oh my goodness. It didn't turn out well. Okay. Traditions. So maybe someone come into our group with a lot of knowledges and wealth of experience with network marketing. They won't make the change. So how do you deal with that? With sensitivity, with honesty, straightforward, and with wisdom. Okay, there's a checklist for the change. I will take a picture and post it and put it on the business lounge. When you want to make a change, you do the checklist. I have 4 more minutes. I'm going to continue on, okay? Another thing is the timing. When you make a change, is it the right timing? So here is what I love. People want to change when they have hurt, H-U-R-T, hurt enough, and they want to change. Or they have learned enough, back up, okay. They have hurt enough that they have to change. They have learned enough that they want to change. Or they receive enough that they are able to change. So this is where that's where it spoke to me. A lot of people come to us using the oils because they're hurting. They're hurting physically, they're in pain, they're hurting emotionally, they're hurting spiritually, they're hurting everywhere. They're hurting in their homes, they're hurting in their relationships. So they come to us because they want to, so we help them. Then we show them, I'm not saying that we teach them because I never use the word teach. I think I may come to a point where I'm starting to go to say I will start teaching because I have learned, I've been to a lot of studies on the oils. But before you do that, before I came to this point, I never used the word teach. Because when I say I teach, I'm higher level than you are. And I don't have the credential to teach in the world's mind. I may be wrong too. So I share. So if you share to people enough that they want to learn, and then they will want to change. When people are receiving, they're receiving love, they're receiving respect, they're receiving care, they're receiving information enough from you, then they are able to change. So instead of us crossing our arms and thinking, how come so-and-so can't make all this change? Maybe we want to extend more love. We want to look for the right timing. We want to make the change from the bottom up. We want to be more sensitive. Then change might happen easily. Okay? All right. So I'm going to skip this part on the evolution process of change. So it's maybe just very, very quickly. The process of change takes time. Okay? Nothing is going to change overnight. Rome is never built in a day. So just make sure if you're going to make change, I'm not talking about just change in doing things with your team. I'm talking about change after you've read Stacy Kimbro's book, that you're going to start throwing out all the sugar in your house, and then you open up your cupboard, you do not know what to eat anymore, period. You go to the grocery store and you think, no, you don't know what to do anymore. So that's the change. And your family, your children, your husband, your parents, they are going to resist you. They love the tradition. Bob loved cooking with a pound of butter. Can't change that overnight. Business or personal, it was not going to change. But it's being sensitive, being loving. Slowly, it takes time, right? Okay, so let's finish this very quickly. Creating a climate for change. Number one, the leader must develop trust with people. And if you come to talking about changing the way you live, changing the way you eat, you need to develop the trust from your husband, from your parents. If you are one of the person who is always eating emotionally, not careful, and then now you turn around and you preach to everyone else that they should get rid of sugar, they're not going to trust you. But if you start with yourself, you build a rapport for your family, they will trust you. And if I'm a leader that I'm going to say, oh, wow, you have to do personal study. You have to read books. And I hardly read any books. Nobody is going to trust me. I don't speak credibility. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the leader must make personal change before asking others to change. So here am I. If I drink a cup of coffee, which is this is my only cup of tea for the day. If I say, hey, don't drink coffee, but here am I drinking coffee. Yeah, you can tell me to go home, which I'm at home right now. You can tell me to say goodbye. Okay, same thing. All right, if I want to change, if I say, okay, use the cue cards, but I don't use the cue cards, my words means nothing. Those cue cards means nothing. All right, number three, or is it number two? I don't remember, 2 or 3, okay? Good leaders understand the history of the organization. Do you know the history of Young Living? Do you know the history of Pure Senses? Do you know your outlines? Go do some research. Go connect with some people. Or if you're talking about change in terms of your eating habit at home, do you know the history of your spouse? Of course, you know the history of your children. But if I look at Bob, he's been a chef all his life. Like he makes incredible whatever words that I can't even pronounce. So how am I going to change him, right? So, but there are many other ways too that we have talked about. Then the next point is place influencers in leadership position. This is it. Oh wow, I have a lot more to cover. I'll go quick. Okay, so influencer. If I want Bob to eat healthy, I used to go to Bob's mom and I'll introduce something to his mom. And then his mom will make it. And it's going to be so good and so tasty because his mom made it. So that's the influencer. Same thing with your business. If I want to make a change, I work with all the different hands-on leader. I work with you directly and you tell your people the changes. Influencer. I'll call that the receptor cells. Okay? And then it will be released to all the different cells. All right. Okay. I can skip that one. Okay, I can skip that one. Okay. So your job as a leader who wants to make changes is to encourage the influencer to influence others informally. Not formally, but informally. So if I want to make a change for the whole team, I work with all the people that I tag, like Lori, Natasha, Ruby, Veronica, KJ. These are all my frontline people. And then they talk to the others in their front line. And then they talk to the front line. So when I need to do a little prep talk, I will be talking to my front line to help them influence the rest. Now, this did not happen immediately. I used to tag the whole team when our team was smaller because some of my frontline weren't doing the business. Even if I tag them, they don't even check, right? So where you are today, identify your influencers. They're usually your main working people. And encourage them, build a relationship with them, strengthen your relationship with them. And they will support you and you will support them. Okay? All right. Oh, I love this one. So always walk around with 2 buckets. One bucket, you have gasoline, and another bucket, you have water. So you just go around. Oh, you see a little potential of fire is going to happen. What do you do first? Do you pour the gasoline first or the water first? Gasoline. Pour some gasoline, create the flame, create some hoo-hoo-ha-ha, then put the water in to keep it down. I didn't invent it. John Maxwell said that, all right? You know what? I read this a couple years ago. I think I've been doing that. When I read it again this morning, I thought, wow, yeah, I think I've been doing that. Create momentum. Create all the talks. This is how leaders that are successful will come up. It's true. I know this is sneaky, isn't it? It's very, very sneaky. But when there's momentum, there's growth. You can be really good as a leader passively. But if there's no momentum, just imagine if I go into a party and everyone is very passive, very proper, and have the notebook, everyone is very, very proper. Maybe 5 or 6 people sitting there. There's no momentum. You might go home with information, but you don't have that thing stirring out from inside that you want to do it. But if you walk in, everyone is excited. Oh, do you want a chip? And this is guacamole with lime. This is blah, 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 blah. Oh, wow, the other day I used it for my migraine. Oh, wow, we cannot talk about migraine in Malaysia. So you know, we can only talk about migraine in Canada. Anyways, okay. So if there is momentum like that, you will see the people that comes into the meeting, they go, whoa, yeah, I want to be a part of it and I don't know why. Because they feel something stirring. Because we are human beings, not just intellectual. Especially when we're smelling all this oil, it goes straight into our amygdala. I can't pronounce that word, Sonia. Amygdala?
Amygdala.
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 Amygdala. See, I got to learn how to pronounce that. It goes straight into amygdala. It bypasses the subconscious. People will go really excited. We are in a great business at a great time. So gasoline and water. Remember that. When I say what's in your bucket, gasoline and water. All right. Okay. Show people how change will benefit them. Okay. Instead of saying for the convenience of others, close the door behind you, or you say for your own comfort, please close the door behind you. When you say the second way, for your own comfort, people will close the door. For the convenience of others, like you go on an airplane, they say it's for the convenience of the next passenger, please wipe the sink. How many of you really wipe the sink? Give me a show of a hand. Do you really wipe the sink? Actually, I do. But if I say
I don't fly, so.
Oh, yeah. Just like it's just playing of words as well. That for the comfort of your own personal comfort, wipe the sink. Anyways, okay. Give the person ownership of the change. Okay, give them ownership. Not everything has to come from you. Give them ownership. Right? I know I'm over time, so I'm going to finish out. How to offer ownership of change to others. Number 1, you inform the people in advance so they have time to think and time to change. Number 2, explain the overall objective. Be upfront. No hidden agenda. Even though you're just pouring gasoline, with the intention of pouring water later on, but your agenda should not be a hidden agenda. It should be out front. Okay? Number 3, show people how the change will benefit them. Be honest about it. Okay? If it doesn't benefit them, don't make the change. The change must benefit everybody. Number 4, ask those who are affected by the change to participate in the 4 stages. Remember all the stages? Ask them to participate. And when someone criticizes that change, don't take it personally. Number 5, keep communication channels open. Okay, I used to work in a big company, Jardine Matheson, which is a big company in UK and Hong Kong. When we get a memo, it's like a one-way memo. The end. You have to sign an initial that you have read that memo. There was no communications. But this is not how network marketing works. If you want to change, you need to keep the communication open. Number 6, be flexible and adaptable. When you make a mistake, admit the mistake. Make the change when it's appropriate. So this morning, I was dealing with a lot of issues overseas. And when I saw the post on the Black Friday, I immediately copy and paste it. And then after that, I thought, it looked really familiar. I've seen that before. Was it in my dream? Did I dream that last night? So I went back and looked. Oh my goodness, it was 2015. I totally gapped. So I deleted it right away and I looked through all the people that I have tagged. And if they have posted it, I went in and private messaged them. And then I went to the group and I posted an apology in the group as well. And I apologized in our group. Don't be afraid to apologize. I make mistake. You will make mistake too. Apologize when apology is needed. Okay? All right, number 7. Constantly demonstrate your belief in and commitment to the change. Okay, I do see a lot of mistake here. I don't like the font, to be honest. I'm going to be changing that, okay? but I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this. So same thing, whatever change you come across, be committed to that. Provide enthusiasm, acceptance, appreciation, and recognition to those who implement the change. It's not all about us. It's not all about me. It's not all about you. Everyone in participating. I'm going to end with this, okay? In the 1950s versus 1990s. In the 50s, it's about saving. In the 90s, it's about spending. In the 50s, it's about delayed gratification. In the 1990s, it's about instant gratifications. Even worse in the 21st century. In the 50s, it's about investing. Now it's about leveraging, right? You don't invest, you leverage other people's stuff to make it to yours. In the 50s, it's about neighborhood. In the 90s, it's about lifestyle. Back then, it's about middle class. Now it's about underclass. Back then, it's about export. Now, it is about import. Everything is made in China. Back then, it's about public virtual. Now it's about my personal well-being. Back then, it's about mom and dad. Mom is always home. Now it's about nanny and daycare. Back then, it's about achievement. Now it's about fame. I saw 10 years old hockey player on the weekend. After they score a goal, they go, whoa! All the fame that they want to attract on themselves instead of the achievement. It's really a big, huge in our society. Back then, it's about knowledge, and now it's about credentials. Back then, it's about the duty in the marriage, and now it's about divorce. Back then, it's about we, now it's about me. Not all change is improvement, but without change, there can be no improvement. Change should equal growth, or if not, change is going to equal to grief. So I am honest with our group. I hope everything that we do in our group, the changes that we make is equal to growth, that we are not going to deteriorate as a society back down. Remember, Pure Senses is an essential oils community, and we dare to thrive. So I'm going to end here. I hope everyone will go home looking at your life, looking at your attitudes, and make the changes that you need at your home and your business. Bye.